Let me get this straight. You're going to the gym and walking for 50 days. You're vlogging it. You're losing weight. And then out of nowhere, you just... Derek, what happened? Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If you're new here, my name is Derek Osaresis, and I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds. If you're old here,
Move this man!
sorry it's been so long since I've updated. Now, when I say journey to lose 200 pounds, I mean literally. It's been a journey. I've been doing this for the last 10 years or so. There's been ups and downs, weight loss, weight gain, just all across the board. This video in particular, I'm going to talk about some of the success that I had starting about a year ago, the things that have taken place, where I'm at now, and then eventually where I'd like to end up. But most importantly, how I want to get there. Now, before we get down to the nitty-gritty, if you're interested at all in being a part of this journey, I'd ask that you consider subscribing. You can also check me out here. Ooh, over there. Definitely not there. You're trash. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on my socials. Let's connect. Let's unpack this a little bit for those of you that may be new. My family and I just moved from Texas to Arizona. I had enrolled into the National Academy of Sports Medicine to become a certified personal trainer. I also committed myself to walking a mile in the morning, going to the gym, and vlogging that process. Links for those videos up here. I gotta admit, things were going incredibly well. I was incredibly consistent. I had my wife helping me record. She was also walking with me and going to the gym. I was on a high. I also wasn't working during that time and was pretty desperate to get a job and obviously to get out of my mom's house.
Is this your place? No, I live with my mom.
Oh.
Yeah. You hungry? Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf?
In comes my buddy Garrett, who lives in Phoenix, gets me a job working security. So I get a new job, we find a new place to live, and we move. Any of you that have experienced the stresses of moving and getting a new job, you know that it's not always necessarily conducive to sticking to a routine. But the first thing I did when I got up here was sign up for the gym. I was getting my steps in at night, and I was still working on my certification in the evening. Then I got another job, and I'm working 7 days a week, and it's just taxing. Slowly I pull out of my routine. Slowly I start to feel more and more depressed. Slowly I feel like all I'm doing is just working. As a result, I start to pull away from my routine. All of those old habits start to become normal again. And I find myself in a very similar situation that led me to where I was in the first place. Then I got COVID, and like a really bad bout of COVID, like 4 weeks. Unfortunately, my job didn't have anything in position to continue to pay us while we were out sick. No PTO, no special policy, it's just you're out and you're unpaid, and best of luck. Not only that, they threatened to replace me for being out.
Not gonna work here anymore anyway.
I certainly let my pride get the better of me in that moment, and I quit my job. I just made a decision that I didn't want to just be a number. I didn't want to just be expendable, just replaceable. So I contacted my boss at my weekend job and went on 7 days a week with him, 12-hour days. So now I'm committing half of my life to work, and I'm already falling out of my routine to begin with. Needless to say, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's not to say that, somebody couldn't take that schedule and make it work and find a way. Mentally, I just wasn't in a place where I was able to put myself together. And then October 8th happened, and my whole life changed. So it's Friday, October 8th. It's the early morning hours. I'm about to get off my shift. I'm actually on the phone with a friend, and we're talking. My sister calls. I actually try to swipe to answer. Doesn't go through. She calls back immediately. Now, maybe for some of you who've lost loved ones before, can relate. But somehow I knew. Somehow I knew that my dad had passed. So I call her back, and she's devastated. I can't. All she can muster is, he's gone, Dad's gone. I try and talk to her. I try and get some information, and she's gone. She's just gone, and rightfully so. She's devastated. So I call my boss, and I tell him, hey, I need to go home. My dad just died. And that forced me into a spiral of emotions. A lot of you won't know, but it had been a significant amount of time since my father and I had spoke. The last we spoke and really had a conversation, things didn't end well. And those are details for a different video, and some that I'd like to have the courage to be able to share. But what I need you guys to know is before things got bad between my father and I, and the first time I'd actually really committed myself to losing weight, he and I were doing it together. I watched my dad struggle with his weight for my whole life. And so the idea that we could come together and be successful and work on ourselves physically and mentally together, it's the best our relationship had ever been. Even from when I was a little boy, we spent every morning in the gym together. He'd lost about 90 pounds. I'd lost over 200 pounds. And then things went bad. Things went really, really bad. I said things that I never got a chance to apologize for. But in that moment, and in that time while we were working together, I made a promise to him that I would get this weight off. And it's a promise he'll never get to see happen. It's a promise he'll never get to see me fulfill. And so currently, I struggle with that a lot. I can't change the past. I can't go back and make right the things that I made wrong. And I didn't take the chance while he was still here. And that burden sits on my chest. And it's often too heavy for me to bear. But I want to keep that promise. I want to keep that promise for myself, the one that I made to him, the one that I would be better for myself and for my family. But it's been challenging. It's not to say that the last 2 years haven't been challenging for all of us. If anything, I've learned through a lot of your stories and those of you that have reached out just how trying the last 2 years have been. But I'm ready to be whole again. I'm ready to forgive myself, and I'm ready to lose this weight for good. So we talked about where I was, we talked about what I've been through, and ultimately I'd like to end on where I'd like to go. As I mentioned, I want to get this weight off. I want to stick to that promise. I want to be able to commit to it and say that it was something that I finally achieved. Additionally, I really would like to be a personal trainer. I want to help other people. I don't want other people to have to feel the way that I've felt before. Becoming a certified personal trainer is a great way for me to be able to do that. It makes me legit. So huge thank you again to those of you that have stuck with me. Welcome to those of you that are new. I look forward to having you guys with me. Please feel free to use the comments as an area where you can share some things that you've been going through. Like I said, it's been such a challenging 2 years, and I really would love to build a community of support, and this time one of follow-through. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.